Hey Trojans, it's Lindsay Lopes, your NIL GM, here in the Galen Center to catch up with a few of our women's basketball players to talk about their most recent NIL partnership with our corporate sponsor, La Victoria. Let's go catch up with some players. I'm here with
Malia, I'm a point guard.
Kayla, also a point guard.
Awesome, so great to have you guys here. You guys did a really cool partnership with our corporate sponsor, La Victoria, and you guys got to do a really unique partnership because you got to do it together. Can you talk a little bit about that process of being able to approach it collaboratively and kind of how it came to be?
Yeah, it was definitely cool to work together as a team. They made appearances in some of my videos, and then we obviously had a video where we all had to be in it together. So it was really cool to kind of bounce ideas off of each other and just see what everybody was doing and create something out of that.
Yeah, and I'll just add to that again. I think it was super fun to have a deal where we could do something all together and create content, but also have the opportunity to kind of showcase who we are individually as well as who we are as a team. Yeah, it was super fun to be able to have this opportunity with my teammates.
So when it comes to really being able to navigate the NIL landscape and being able to leverage your NIL, what skills have you all developed in your time here utilizing USC resources and being here at USC, and how has it amplified your experience as USC athletes?
I think the main thing that I've learned is content creation and branding myself. Obviously being a freshman, there wasn't many content creation opportunities in high school. I think also being in LA with lots of creative minds around me kind of inspired me to create content.
Yeah, I'll echo that. I think it's one of the biggest reasons why I came here at USC was to take advantage of these opportunities in regards to NIL. At my prior school, we didn't have a lot of opportunities to do this kind of stuff and have a lot of education around it, so it's been nice to immerse ourselves in the resources here, and not a lot of schools have an NIL general manager, which I think is really cool. But in terms of some of the lessons I've learned from this experience, I think one is just building and maintaining professional relationships with these brands, learning how to negotiate, have conversations. And then I think just being able to think thoughtfully about how you sort of craft your brand, market yourself, and I think these are all valuable skills that you can take to the workforce, in the classroom, and just in our personal lives, which is super important and helpful as we go forward.
I'm here with
Dominique Darius, guard on women's basketball.
So you are no stranger when it comes to social media. Your content creation, you've been doing it for a while. When you're partnering with brands like La Victoria, how do you, one, create authentic content that is authentic to your brand, but you also still are able to bring in the brand values? How has that been strategically for you? What does that process look like?
For me personally, I enjoy making content. A lot of my content revolves around my faith and just kind of my daily routines and tips that I can give other people. But when I think about partnerships and with brands specifically La Victoria, we got on a call and they were like, well, how do you want to incorporate La Victoria in your daily life? And you just talk about the brand and what's authentic to you, because they don't want you to do anything that's something that you wouldn't do, that your friends and family would be like, why are you doing that? That's not, you don't really do that. So for me, it's I just always communicate, this is what I do in my day-to-day, this is what I like to do, this is what I don't like to do, and then from there you kind of have a middle ground on how to create the content that replicates what you value, and also how to kind of incorporate the brand so they can get the best out of the content as well.
So for other student athletes wanting to get into the NIL space, or maybe navigating it right now, what would be your biggest piece of advice in being able to take advantage of this space and take advantage of the resources here at USC?
I would say don't be afraid to post. I think a lot of times people are like, oh, I don't want my social media to look unbalanced, but in reality, when brands are coming to your page, or if you played really well, or you're just on the team and brands are trying to work with you, they're really just looking at the content and what kind of content you're posting. They're not looking at the aesthetic of your page, and I think a lot of people worry about that too much, or they're afraid to post. They don't know that, how the people receive this, and it's really just if it's fun to you, if you enjoy it, then do it.
It was great to catch up with a few of our women's basketball players and talk about their exciting partnership with La Victoria. To catch our next Shield Spotlight and to learn more about how you can partner with USC student athletes for NIL opportunities, visit usctrojans.com/NIL. Fight on.